the cradle of ancient Egypt, where the Nile's waters whispered secrets of empires, a shadow of tyranny darkened the land. Pharaoh, a self-proclaimed God king, gripped his throne with iron fists, fearing a prophecy that foretold his downfall at the hands of a child from the oppressed children of Israel. His decree echoed through the valleys. Every newborn son of the Israelites must perish. Yet from this abyss of cruelty, divine mercy ignited a spark that would blaze into an eternal flame, a man destined to shatter chains and lead his people toward light. This is the story of Prophet Moses. Peace be upon him, a beacon of faith amid unrelenting darkness. Under Pharaoh's merciless rule, the children of Israel endured unimaginable suffering. Enslaved for generations, they built the monuments that glorified their oppressor, their backs scarred by whips, their spirits crushed under endless labor. But divine wisdom weaves through even the darkest threads. In a humble home, a mother cradled her newborn son. Her heart torn between love and dread, she nursed the child in secret, naming him Moses, drawn from the water. As threats closed in, she fashioned a basket from reeds, sealed it with pitch, and placed her precious son inside. With tears streaming down her face, she committed him to the Nile's currents, trusting in God's promise of reunion. The basket bobbed gently on the waves, carried by an unseen hand. Her daughter followed from afar, her eyes fixed on the fragile vessel. Fate guided it straight to the heart of the opulent palace of Pharaoh himself. Servants discovered the basket, drawn by the infant's cries. They carried it to Asia, Pharaoh's wife, a woman of quiet compassion. Her eyes softened at the sight of the child, her heart stirred by instant love. "This is a joy for my eyes and yours," she declared to Pharaoh. Despite his rage, Asia's plea prevailed. The boy who should have been doomed now thrived in the very halls that decreed his death. Yet the miracle deepened. The infant refused milk from every wet nurse in the palace. Desperation mounted until the sister, posing as a bystander, suggested a Hebrew woman she knew. Unbeknownst to the royals, this was Moses' own mother. As she held him once more, he nursed peacefully. God had fulfilled his word. The child returned to her arms, even as he grew under the enemy's roof. Moses, peace be upon him, matured into a man of remarkable strength and wisdom. Raised as a prince, he mastered the arts of governance and warfare, yet his heart remained tethered to his true people. He witnessed the Israelites' agony there, forced labor, their families torn apart. This duality forged his character. A palace education sharpened his mind, while empathy for the oppressed fueled his sense of justice. And God, the oft-forgiving, granted him mercy. The next morning, word of the deed had spread. Pharaoh's council plotted Moses' execution. A compassionate advisor warned him. The chiefs conspired to slay Euphley at once. With no time for farewells, Moses escaped into the desert, alone and empty. He prayed, "My Lord, save me from the wrongdoing people." The journey to Midian stretched across barren sands. Exhausted, Moses reached an oasis where shepherds watered their flocks. Two modest women waited patiently, held back from the crowd. Learning their father was elderly, Moses drew water for them, lifting a massive stone from the well single-handedly. Grateful, they invited him home. Their father, a wise elder, welcomed the stranger, hearing his tale of flight. Sensing Moses' integrity, he offered one daughter in marriage, in exchange for 8 years of service, as a shepherd extended to 10 as a favor. Moses accepted, finding peace in Midian's simple life. He married, raised a family, and tended flocks under vast skies, contemplating God's creation. This exile tempered his soul, preparing him for the divine purpose ahead. After a decade, a longing for home stirred within Moses. He set out with his family toward Egypt, but they became lost near Mount Tor. Spotting a fire on the mountainside, he went to fetch embers. Asadra, near the flames enveloped a bush, yet did not burn. It a miracle that halted him in reverence. A voice resounded from the valley. "O Moses, indeed I am Allah, the Lord of the world. Cast down your staff." He obeyed. The staff writhed into a massive serpent. Terrified, Moses recoiled, but the voice commanded, "Take it up and fear not." Then, press your hand to your side, it will emerge white without harm. These were signs from God. The divine mandate unfolded. Go to Pharaoh, for he has transgressed. Demand the release of the children of Israel. Moses, humble and aware of his past, prayed for strength. Expand my breast, ease my task, untie the knot from my tongue, and appoint my brother Aaron as my aide. God granted all, appointing Aaron as prophet and supporter. Bolstered by these miracles, Moses turned back toward Egypt, his mission clear. Armed with divine authority, Moses and Aaron entered Pharaoh's court. We are messengers of your Lord. They declared, release the children of Israel. Pharaoh scoffed, demanding proof. Moses cast his staff. It became a serpent. His hand shone white. Yet Pharaoh dismissed it as sorcery, summoning his finest magicians for a public contest. On the festival day, the magicians hurled their ropes and staffs, creating illusionary serpents. Moses, through it devoured them all, revealing true power. The magicians prostrated, declaring, we believe in the Lord of Moses and Aaron. Enraged, Pharaoh crucified them. Defiance persisted. So God unleashed 9 signs as warnings: floods, locusts, lice, frogs, blood tainting the Nile for Egyptians alone, pestilence on livestock, boils, hail, and darkness shrouding the sun. Each plague intensified Pharaoh's humiliation. He promised freedom, only to renege when mercy came, his heart hardened and blind to the Creator's might. God commanded the exodus. Under cover of night, the children of Israel fled. Pharaoh, learning of their departure, mobilized his army. The fugitives reached the Red Sea's edge, trapped between water and warriors. Panic rippled through the ranks. We are overtaken. Moses, unwavering, struck the sea with his staff. As the last Israelite to reach safety, the waters collapsed, drowning the tyrant and his host. Pharaoh's final cry acknowledged the truth too late. I believe there is no God, but he in whom the children of Israel believe. His body washed ashore as a sign for all time. Freedom had dawned. In the Sinai wilderness, trials tested the faith of the liberated. God provided manna from heaven and quail for meat, shading them with clouds. When thirst struck, Moses struck a rock, and 12 springs gushed forth. Yet ingratitude festered. At Mount Sinai, Moses ascended for 40 days, fasting in communion with God. God inscribed tablets with eternal laws, the 10 Commandments. Worship none but God. Honor parents, shun idolatry, and uphold justice and kindness. In his absence, a man named Samiri forged a golden calf, deceiving the weak into worship. Aaron warned against it, but rebellion spread. Moses returned, shattered the idol, and exiled the instigator. The journey stretched 40 years, a punishment for refusing to enter the Holy Land. Rebellions tested Moses, but he persevered, teaching patience and trust. Through him, chains break, seas part, and hearts turn toward the eternal light, inspiring generations to seek justice and submit to the one Creator. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story inspiring, please like and subscribe for more.